And welcome to Mastering Sales with Brent Gove. We are back. Today I'm super excited because it's the grand opening of our new global headquarters for EXP Brent Gove worldwide conglomerates. And so that is tonight. We got the red carpet. We got searchlights going across the sky. We have live music, food, entertainment. It's going to be super special. We're excited to have you here. But today I'm going to interview one of our local agents here in Roseville. He is kicking butt and taking names in this market. So Luis, slide in here, buddy. This is Luis. Luis here. I'll move over. I'll make room for you. Luis Shalaby. And he has a fun way to do his last name. What did you tell me?
Shall I buy a house?
Shall I buy a house? Forget Shalaby. Everyone messed up. You just think of shall I buy a house? Yes, you should. So I go, Luis, how's it going? Because he's affable. People love him. He's a good kid. And I knew him when he was just selling phones for like T-Mobile. And a few years ago, and now how many homes you got in escrow right now?
I got 2 in escrow.
2 in escrow. And how many listings you have coming up next week?
3 listings.
3 listings.
In the next month.
In the next month, he has 3 listings, 2 in escrow, and then you're writing
2 offers today.
He's writing 2 offers today. So who wishes you had 2 homes in escrow? You're writing 2 offers, and you have 3 listings coming up. And so that's pretty good. That's like 7 different points of business in this market. So he could say, well, I'm young. Look at him. I'm young, I can't do it, or you can just go out and do it. I'm old, I can't do it, or you can just go out and do it. Doesn't matter if you're young. Doesn't matter if you're old. It's not magic. It is motion. So Luis, let me ask you what everyone's wanting to ask you here.
Sure.
What do you attribute your success to? Like, where are you getting this business from? How are you succeeding in this market?
Number one success in 2024 has been open houses, which, Big Bob Brent has been, preaching for literally years before I was in the game. And so open houses is number one. And then the fortune is in the follow-up. If you're doing open houses the proper way and you're following up, that's where I'm getting the most amount of my business. Funny enough, the 2 deals that I've gotten escrow this year are both from open houses, and they all got in contract within a week. And so that's just kind of having a good open house experience and then following up immediately after. And then other than that, just having really good rapport with past clients and current clients, VIPs, sphere of influence, just always staying on top of that, making sure that you don't drop the ball on the people that love and care for you the most. And then lastly is just social media. And I don't do anything special on social media, so I don't want to pretend like I can give some crazy masterclass or anything, but all I do is just be present, post informative information, and I do like simple reels and walkthroughs on homes, and that's pretty much it.
That's about it. I love it. So let's break down the open house thing. And he says, you don't have a bunch of listings. You're calling other people and saying, hey, can I hold the home open?
Yep. 2 of them were my own listings like late last year, but most of the times I'm just calling agents or Johnny or Drew or whoever it might be.
So you call agents, he calls agency knows. Do you ever call strangers?
Yeah, all the time. I call
all the time. I love this. Do you ever call strangers from other companies?
All the time.
Do you hear that? Like, you mean we could hold Coldwell Banker open and Remax, or I love the independents. They'll let you do anything. Sometimes Coldwell Banker, we don't allow that. Sotheby, we don't allow that. Then the next Sotheby's agent's like, oh, heck yeah. You can do that. And so the next call, oh, heck yeah. So we do it all the time. We get open houses in area. Don't take the easy open house. What's that? It's one that comes over the email, hey, anybody want an open house? And then you look at where it is, and there's been 5 drive-by shootings. You don't take the easy open house. There's a reason they're probably giving that sucker away. They want to live and not die. And so you want to pick your market. Now, if you work with investors and that's your hub, more power to you. Me, I chose, if my hand was Lake Folsom, we have El Dorado Hills, Folsom, Granite Bay, Loomis, Newcastle, Penryn. I was all around the lake because the highest priced real estate was around the lake. And if you're going to sell 30 or 40 homes at 300,000 or 400,000, or 30 or 40 homes at 700,000 or 800,000, same work, double the price. The homes are nicer. There's less work. It's less chance for them to go wrong, and you make twice the money. Not 10% more, 20% more. So do your open houses where you want to sell real estate, and then they give you referrals to their family and friends who live there. So your price point goes from $350 to $700. Same work. In fact, I would argue it's easier, less competition for 700 than 350. The homes are nicer, right? Just, well, I sell 500. Well, how about knock it down 1 million? How about 40 homes at 1 million instead of 40 homes at 500? Not possible. You know what I say to you? You're right. It's not possible for you because of that attitude. Your attitude determines your altitude. You want to go to 1 million? Become the $1 million agent. Walk it, breathe it, say it, claim it, do your open houses technically, very specifically. I used to do a lot of open houses in Elk Grove. I love Elk Grove. I think it's a great community. It's also 45 minutes from my house, and in traffic, an hour and 15 minutes from my house. And it was just, I was driving and driving. If you're at Little League in Roseville, where I live, and someone wants to see a house in Elk Grove, in traffic, it'd be an hour and 10 minutes to get down there, showing house. Well, we hate it. I'm like, oh my God, I left in the 5th inning for this. And then you drive home and the traffic's even worse, an hour and a half getting home. Be smart, and so find the nicest community closest to you, and then go from there. And so that's good. Oh yeah, I was pounding his knee. He wanted a fist bump. Okay, so real quick, you mentioned you got a town site, right? I've been telling everyone they should get a town site.
Searched
And
out
you
to
think
Drew.
your first month, right?
Yep.
And you already got what, your first buyer, you think? Yeah.
Yes, I got my first Google inbound call. So where someone told me, hey, I found you on Google. I did some research. I saw the reviews and you seemed like the most legit one. And I've, in 5 years almost of real estate, I've never had an inbound Google call.
And all of a sudden he gets a town site with AI built into it, elevates him, bam, and there's a commission. So if you don't know about town sites, reach out to Drew. He can help you with that, or me, and I'll connect you to Drew. So that's a cool thing. Anything else you want to encourage them with as far as putting homes in escrow, or just open houses is your main thing?
I feel like right now in the market, this is like the perfect market where people have their hands up, like rates are coming down and there's a lot of straggler buyers. Pretty much every single open house I've gotten minimum like 3 leads. And so, last year I was a little bit late.
So what time do you start your open houses?
10 a.m., 10 to 3, or 10 to 1 Saturdays, 11 to 2 Sundays. So they're actually kind of shorter.
Ooh.
Because one thing I know is kind of against what you do, but
excuse me.
One thing I learned is people.
I don't want to get that. That's catchy. I'm teasing.
No, don't beat me for it. But I learned that people will come last minute. We even did an experimental one and did a 2-hour one, and it felt like people almost like rushed in to come in for the 2 hours. And so because there's such a shortage of inventory, if there's a nice house of quality that's properly priced on the market, people will come in. So I'm not saying you shouldn't do them for 5 or 6 hours. It's just what I learned is 3 hours for me is a sweet spot. And so people tend to come in the last hour anyways.
I like that. I'm a maniac. I'd start at 9 and go till 9 at night. I would do 12 hours.
But the Friday ones have been good too.
Yeah.
Friday 3 to 6. So.
Ooh, I never did Fridays ever in my life. So there's a tip there.
Mm-hmm.
Now he made one more thing I want to break down before we let him go. He mentioned that the fortunes in the follow-up.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys hear him say that? I did. And he said, yeah, I had both the people in escrow within a week that he met at an open house. So explain that to, like, how did you follow up? Hey, it's Luis, I bet you. What did you say? What did that look like?
Usually, like, a lot of it is obviously at the open house, but first thing you want to do is set them up on like search alerts. You basically want to try and hit them as many times after you meet them because you're going to differentiate yourself from other agents.
So you're showing them you're hustling.
Yep. So send them your contact information, send them a digital business card, set them up on daily KV Core alerts for the first week. They'll get annoyed eventually, but daily alerts for the first week. And then what I've been doing now is sending them a video the day of, like, so as soon as they leave and as soon as the open house kind of slows down, I'll send them a video saying, hey, thanks for coming into my open house. It was a pleasure meeting you. Let's meet sometime this week to talk about a strategy of getting you into a home. And half the time they're already way more convicted than that. But those are generally like the steps that I do.
And so you met with these people,
mm-hmm.
and then you went out and looked at property. They found something they liked. Mm-hmm. You wrote the offer and put them in escrow.
Yep. One of them's with Crystal on her listing.
Nice. Hey, Crystal, good job. So that is exciting. It's a fellow agent here at the office.
Mm-hmm.
So fantastic. So how did you was it competitive out there? Were there multiple offers, or was just you, single offer, no competition?
No, it's competitive out there. Crystal's, I think there was 4 or 5, and then
Why did you get the deal on Crystal specifically, other than the fact that she's a fellow agent, a friend of yours?
Aggressive Bay Area buyers.
Oh,
yeah.
So were they coachable?
Very. Yeah, this is like their 5th house, so like they're not new to it, and they're not surprised by having.
So you gave them advice, mm-hmm. and they took your advice.
Yep.
What was some of the advice you gave them with Crystal? Like, what did you say to get the deal? Like, what were some of the things you had them do?
So Crystal's people, they're contingent on selling their property. So I said, hey, are you guys in a rush to move into the home, or can we be flexible? Because sometimes it's not always price that's a benefit to the seller. Sometimes it's their convenience. And so we came in strong, and my sellers like, they can take 2 months if they want. We're not in a rush to move in. We did have to ball a little bit on the price point, but I think we ended up matching the other highest offer in terms of price. But where we won was the fact that we were more flexible on giving them time to find the replacement property. So just understanding, and keep in mind, like a lot of times you have to understand the seller situation. Obviously our fiduciary duty is to our buyers, but it's helpful to know the full rundown of what's important to the seller and the
So
agent.
let me stop you there. How do
Sure.
you understand the seller situation? Did you ask a lot of questions of the listing agent?
Let's say you're the listing agent. Hey, Brent, this is Luis. I have a client that's super interested in submitting an offer and just want to ask you a few quick questions and also understand what's important to your seller and to you that would make us competitive coming into this offer situation.
And then
And that's pretty much
they
it.
start telling you.
And then they spill the beans.
I love it. And then you take that information and craft an offer that scratches the seller where they itch. And for me, it's all I care about is I want to use First American Title or Old Republic. And you know, yeah,
You go from
it's
there.
good. I have some sellers that want to close for 45 days. I said, how about this? Why? Because they're not ready to move for 45 days. I go, how about this, Luis? Why don't we close in 15 and we'll let your seller stay for 30 days rent free, no security deposit. You get paid in 15 days. Seller gets their proceeds in 15 days, but they don't have to move for 45. Oh, you do that? I go, mm-hmm. And so everyone else listens to the listing agent writes 45, 45, 45. I go, by the way, those 45, you have 5 offers. They're all 30, 40, 45-day closes. If something goes wrong, you're starting over and you're not getting paid. With me, you get paid 15 days. Your seller gets all their proceeds in 15 days. Remember the greatest radio station in the world, WIFM, what's in it for me? But you're going to get paid in 15 days. I like that. I'm excited about that. You excited? Your seller, tell them they get all their proceeds and they can move out peacefully 30 days after that, no charge. And they would normally pay the bank for 30 days. So whatever their payment is, that's like a tip. So do you know what their payment is? Yeah, it's like $2,400. So they're going to get a $2,400 tip. They're going to be able to stay there, not pay the bank. I tell my clients, you want rent money or do you want the house? Do you want to be like, well, I want both. I go, here's how that works. If you go after the $2,400 rent money, now they're going to take their time and you're going to get in a bidding war. Instead of $2,400, you're going to pay $24,000 more. Again, do you want a little rent money or do you want the house? And your clients were coachable. They listen to you.
Yeah.
You're awesome, Luis. Thanks for being on today.
You.
All right.
Better,
Luis Shalabi, everyone, or shall I buy a house? I love that. It's hilarious. And remember my slogan, don't rent, buy from Brent. Okay, I made that up. I've never used it. It's very corny, but I had to say it. All right. Love you guys. Have a great day. And we'll see everyone who's coming to the grand opening tonight. We're very excited and we'll see everyone next week. Bye for now, guys. Thank you, Luis.
Thank you.